Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 7 of our tutorial playthrough on the lakes map. We are playing on normal mode and we are currently building our big dam, our bad tide diversions, and we do have a few requests in the comments. So I'd like to thank everyone for commenting. NYC would like to see the alternative method of dealing with a beaver, contaminated beaver, and I will demonstrate that. We will get into that. The extreme method. Obviously, we've shown how you can cure a beaver. We'll show you how you deal with a beaver. And everyone is talking about gravity batteries, understandably, because currently this is not doing anything at all. Nothing, not even a sausage. So we need to think about gravity batteries. Now, normally I would stick a gravity battery up here on this nice big hill, because the higher a gravity battery is, the better. So how much science do we have? We have 3.4k. Let's unlock a gravity battery. So if you're learning how to play Timberborn, a gravity battery stores up potential energy. So let me unlock it and we can put one down. So if I was to put one here, does it show me the potential energy? And no, it doesn't. That's really annoying. But what it does is you obviously have the where are we power? You have the battery. And the higher it is, the more depth it can have, and so the more power can be stored. Now, I was going to put them here, and that's going to be really crap, isn't it? So I was thinking, it might not be that hard to run a power line over here on top of this cliff, which might not be the worst idea we've ever had. We've got to get up there. We've got to get round here and up here, or even off the edge of this. I mean, because we are going to use this for power at some point. So I guess it does make sense to come over here. So let's start to think about this. So what we can do is we're going to delete this path here. And we're going to put this up here. So this will also be a good place to put in some wind turbines. So wind turbines are a power source that is... It's not dependent on the weather. Well, it is dependent on the weather. It's just dependent on the wind. It's not dependent on the flow of water. So what we can do is we come down here. I'm not going to get... So we have two flavours of windmill. The normal windmill, I'm going to unlock it anyway. We have the science. So the normal windmill, here like this. And we also have the large windmill. So the large wind turbine just does what the other one does, but better. So I think we're going to go for this one, because it's just going to be more efficient. Earlier in the game, we would have not unlocked this one, but because we have the paper unlocked, and we have lots of gears, I think we're just going to go for these. So let's come in with this. So I need to get a power shaft up here and come across. Now we need to make sure we leave a nice line for our wind turbine. So I will come down here, and I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start at this edge, and you have to leave. Okay, you do have to leave free gap. So maybe I won't start at this edge. Maybe we will start here. Now the idea is that I'm going to have more wind turbines than is required to power. Yeah, more wind turbines than is required to power what we've got going on. So that should be... No, we're not going to delete. We're going to delete that. So because we have more wind turbines than what we've got going on, when we have excess power, our batteries will fill. That is the idea. And if we pop them there like that... Oh no, I've put verticals in. We don't need to do that. That's silly. We can just put normal power shafts in. If you've seen my my Folktails playthrough on the other... on the Oasis map, you see that I bury these as well to make it look a little bit less ugly. That isn't required. You can just have the power shafts just running through here. If I was going purely for an aesthetic playthrough on this, we may come and bury these later. Oh, what am I doing there? That is not what I was after. And we'll pop that down there. And we will connect these up to the grid once we've... Actually, is that... Yeah, no. We will connect these up to the grid once these have been built. It's just a bit of a pain in the arse to get... And maybe I'll stick another one in there just so that when it is connected up we can demonstrate that. So we did talk about using over here for power at some point as well. So if I was to put gravity batteries up here, the shame is, the trouble is there's no like brilliant point, because that's just gonna, I guess what we could do is we could put it on, I would really like to use dirt for this. And I wasn't intending on getting into dirt today, because we don't even have a proper mine yet. Is a dirt excavator a bit of a stretch? We don't even have treated planks on the go. Yeah, we're not going to look at that just yet. I am also going to ensure that they build all of this first, because I want this built before we do mess around with that stuff. And what we're also going to do is we're going to pop in some stuff up here for expediency to help these guys build this. So we're going to need extract, dynamite and planks, aren't we? So let's pop in some storages. Warehouse and extract. So that should just help them build it a little bit faster. Planks, dynamite and extract. And let's get those set to obtain, prioritised by haulers. So what's that just? Well, what that is going to do is that's just going to show, that is just going to drag it all here so the builders can spend more time building and less time screwing around. This does leave me with a conundrum, because I could levy up, or I could, okay, we're not gonna make this harder than it needs to be. We are going to just build. So let's come over here. This will fill with bad water, so I'm not going to mess around too much down here. So we will come in with the double platform. It's reasonable. Like so. I'm pleased I left this path through here now. I am vindicated in my decision making. And how are we going to get up here? Do we come up under this way and round the top, or do I try and brute force it up here? What does brute forcing it up here looks like? So that would look like that. That would look like that. That would look like that. Yeah, I don't hate it. No, I hate that. And then we have access to put our wheels in when we want to. And then we can also get up here to put our batteries in. Now, this is going to change. I don't intend to keep the batteries how we are going to keep the batteries, but I want to get them in so that we can not have dead seasons, so to speak. How's our water down here? Our water down here is fine at the moment. Actually, it's not fine. Let's just give it a little splash. Little splash. Ooh. There we go. Little top up. Can't hurt. Pop that there, that there. So the power shaft is also going to have to come in. So this is not going to be pretty. And I apologise for everyone involved. Right, so there we go. So we are just kind of levelling off the terrain at the moment. So level off, level. I don't think I need that one. So if I level this off like so. And I can put those in. Those in. Those in. And then that will allow us to have a nice point for our gravity batteries. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the vertical. I think I'm going to pop the vertical power shaft here. So let's put the batteries in and see what that looks like. 1, 2. Yeah. So if I put the, I'm not going to put the last one. I'm going to put the power shaft in first. Yeah. So like so. So if we come over here. I do want to use this for farming at some point. I do want to use this for another farmhouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snake round the back. not going to go the most direct route. I know it uses more wood, but I think I'd rather do that than what I was doing. Not what I was doing, rather than just come straight across the middle and cut it in half. We'll just cut that in half. And there we go. So that is ugly as sin, but it's going to allow these batteries up here, when they get put in, to hopefully retain a lot of this power. I was going to put them on top of this dam, and then I realised how crap that was. How are they getting on with this? Oh, they're making much better. So when doing tunnelling projects like this, always come in. And, well, don't always do this, because it might collapse your tunnel. But you can come in and you can delete the supports and get planks back. So that's always a nice, happy little bonus. So, yeah, I like that. I did put this in, didn't I? Okay, yeah. That is just going to take however long that is going to take. Have they started doing anything else? Well, they're focusing on these products, aren't they? So, should we give them a helping hand? So, building techniques we talked about. We only have 1.5k science. I could put a bridge here to help them. I could also put... do I put... Yeah, okay, let's help them out. So, we'll put a bridge... I mean, I'm only going to unlock the 5x1. We will need it at some point. Why is that platform not? Oh, it's because I'm in layer mode. Layer mode. So I'll put one there, and we will put one there, and that should allow them to build most of this. Now, I'm feeling generous, which I kind of am at the moment for some reason. I'm not sure. They could also put one here, and that would allow them to build most of this. So, in the spirit of that, is this super high priority, or is this? This is not semi. I would like that done priority. So let's get these in. That's super high priority. So that then we can just have that worked into. 17 beavers missing. We do not have a lot of child beavers, do we? Not child beavers, worker beavers. So I imagine even our haulers have stopped. You do not need to be doing this. To be honest, some of this industry doesn't need to be happening either, does it? They probably don't need paper for a while. I'm going to cut down on gears, cut down on planks. Fingers crossed that should... do you know what? Like Jason said, why have I even got these anymore? Goodbye. Goodbye. And there we go. So hopefully that's going to improve the situation slightly. Have some more builder beavers on the go. Lovely stuff. Right. So as Jason kindly pointed out, well, we have oaks down here that you can replant those dead trees. As Jason pointed out, I probably should. So we have this lovely layout of trees that was really concentric and beautiful, but we don't need it anymore because we have logs, and this is more early game thing. So really, what I should do is I should change all of this to oaks. So let's clear the planting area that isn't oaks, which is probably, is it up to there? I think it is. And we'll do the same here. And what I'm going to do is, once they've chopped those trees down that are growing, I'm not going to delete trees that are growing. We will come in and replace it all with oaks. And there you go. There is a load of oaks. Lovely. And I will get this sped up a little bit. So we're into cycle 11, day 1. And we need more beavers. We need more beavers, don't we? Well, we have loads of babies, so I'm not gonna super rush this. I am showing you very badly as I'm getting birth and death waves. which isn't how you should do it. So fingers crossed they can work on a lot of this. Why would I pause that? You can come and build that. So hopefully some of these kits will grow up. It's also, I did want to actually talk about coming over here this episode as well, but I'm not sure we will. But what we can do is we can lay out the landscaping. So I'm going to unlock the dynamite. We do have enough. I'll unlock dynamite because I want to. Oh no, I don't want to do that down there. So we're going to put that dynamite there. And we're going to put that dynamite there. And we're going to take out all of this. This is going to use a lot of dynamite, so... and then we're going to have a lovely wheat field over here. That's just to remind me. That's what we decided we're doing with it. So they should just be able to come and build all of this now. When they're not running in and out of this. I don't know why you'd leave that one. Seems very odd. How is everything else going? Do we need maybe one more house? Do we need just maybe one more house just to... I'll pop that there for now. Well, I am probably going to turn this into another tree farm. We'll probably come up here and blast that down. And then we'll have another oak tree farm there. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, we're flooding. Water physics on 3 times speed can be a bit janky. Sometimes it just pushes through and it's just not very pretty. So we have set our stretch goal of gravity batteries. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I also said I was going to poison the beaver for you, didn't I? Come build this levee. For no reason other than I am about to give you dysentery. Sorry guys. Beaver is unwell, right. Job done. 3 beavers are unwell. So, this is where we get to the good shit. I'm going to wait for them to get contaminated. And then we will send somebody off to the farm, basically. And they'll start to feel better once they get there. I'm sure they will. Said nobody ever. You could at least build this level up. I'm asking a lot of the beavers, I appreciate that. We have loads of metal. We have... If anything, we just need more plank production. I'm going to unpause you and I'm going to pause you. We don't need gears at the moment. Famously. I mean... I don't even need scrap. I'm just going to pause a lot of this industry. I will live to regret this later, but for now, it's just good good business. I want builder beavers. Because I really want to fill this reservoir and show you guys sort of the managing of the water. I hope we have a bad tide as well, I really do. Because then this will actually have been worth doing. Because these will all block up. This should open, but this should also open, and then that will kick in. Because this is set to... Yeah, this is set to close above contamination. Yeah, so we shouldn't have anything coming through here. It should all have to go out there and through this way. Fingers crossed. I'd actually like it to be a bad tide before we finish this, because as cool as this is, I kind of want to show you the sluices in action in the live game area as opposed to I've already cheesed it. Well, not cheesed it. It's not cheesed it. It's the mechanics. And I think once we get up here, we may actually put in a zipline station. Because we're going to be coming up here a lot, I believe, so... Too far. 36 metres. Could I put myself a pylon here? And they should be able to build that. No, of course it is. When placing your zipline pylons, unlike I just did, you can see it do it here. And it'll give you a handy dandy arrow when you can actually get to it. So if I put that there, you should be able to get to there, and you should be able to get to there. Cool. But we can't build that, so. I mean, we're probably never going to be able to build this because of the contamination. So plant here because of the contamination. So I'm just going to put a path around there. The only downside of doing this the way we're doing it is when the stuff's cut, you can't just immediately change it to oats. You have to wait for stuff to be cut. So you do have to just keep coming back and checking on this. But I think that's going to be fine. It's not going to be too arduous. There we go. We're getting more oats in there. I hope I'm not coming down with a cold. I keep sniffling. I would really rather not. And this is now going to start to fill up lovely as our reservoir, I think. I mean, it's not going to start filling up too much because we've got these open. But we're going to stop losing a little bit of the water off the side here. How are we getting on in there? Get on really well. Trouble is, once we do make the breakthrough, we are going to start leaking the water off the side. So what I may do is I may turn these last three just back down to normal priority, so we do them all at the same time as opposed to doing them piecemeal and then we just start to lose water. On normal mode, you're probably not going to struggle too much with that. But, so, let me pause it. We have 3 contaminated beavers. That's bad news for them. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in... I hope you'll forgive me for this. And NYC asked for this. And I'm blaming him totally for the repercussions for this poor beaver. So we do have antidote for some beavers. So I'm not going to send them all. I am going to roll the dice and we are going to pick one beaver and we are going to send them to Super Happy Funland. That is an RCEism, so I am not responsible for that. I also don't take credit for it, but it's funny. So, what we're going to do, we're going to migrate population here, and I'm going to send 1 contaminated beaver. Oh no, I'm going to send it the other way. 1 contaminated beaver. So what that does is, that removes them from our district, sends them to another district, so it's a separate district, they don't share resources. He can't access any of the resources in the main district. So he's going to come over here. Here he is. What's your name? Udebo. He is basically sent here to die. Let's not beat around what this is. He has been sent over here to die. So we'll leave him there, and the other 2 will get treated, and he will not be a burden on the colony. Put it that way. Will I come back to save him? Will my good heart? Will I treat people better and come to his rescue? We will see soon. TM. But now this is starting to actually fill up. Look at that. They are doing very well at that. But also, I've been hit by the curse of I need to extend the path around here. Otherwise they can't get to it to do it. So we'll pop that there. Now, what do we reckon? Now, I feel like a Roman emperor with Udebo sat there and everyone going, you know, shall I let him live or let him die? I'm not gonna be mean and kill the beaver. Am I? I don't know. Let's come back in a day. So the others should be getting treated. Yeah. So you can see that his mesilcree, his contamination is going down. So you can see that. So that's fine. He's happy. Well, happy is a strong word. I purposely set them into contaminated water to demonstrate to you guys what happens. That really didn't need to be there, did it? But it is there. And for... No, that really doesn't need to be there. Goodbye. But I love the scaffold method, the bridge scaffold method of building these. It really works. It's really good. 10 out of 10. They're getting towards the end there. Oh, Dabo. Fine. Come back. So he should have returned to District 1. Yes, he has. And then he can get the antidote he so needs. Right, I'm probably going to have to unpause this guy though. Boom, boom, boom. So the other thing I forgot to mention is the stuff on the floor has a timescale to disintegrate. So when you delete it, so if I delete all these buildings like so, all these platforms, we do have the goods. A new update by Mechanistry is that all of this just goes and sits on the floor. So not that it all goes and sits on the floor when it's sat on the floor before. However, if you don't pick it up within a certain time, 15 days, it will just disintegrate. So you do, if you're short of any resource, you do want to come and make sure you pick that up. And in the effort of that, I'm going to put a large pile here for planks so they can just get it all in, and then we can pick all that up, shove that stuff in there, and then we can put our sluices in and never have to deal with this problem ever again. And it's apart from the other one. They are building this. They're building this very repeat. Lovely stuff. So I don't think we're going to get into the wind. Oh god, I built mini ones there. What the hell is that? I'm glad I caught that before somebody saw and was like, "What have you done?" That's a boron, isn't it? Right. I don't know how I did that because I've clearly built the larger one there. Right, okay. We're probably not going to build any of this until next episode. But we have made provision for it, which I'm pleased about. The survival of the colony is the first priority. I mean, we can continue to go for these planks, but we don't need to. We have loads of planks, so I'm now going to turn this back to normal priority because I really don't care. So, build those for me. So the way the build queue kind of works is they will prioritize obviously the highest priority thing, but if you high prioritize the building and a resource collection off the floor, I believe they high prioritize the building. So if you want a resource and you've got high prioritized buildings, you need to lower the priority on them and higher prioritize the resource on the floor so that they will actually build it. I think. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is correct. And we need to have it's more oak time. Ooh. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Now we have too many beavers. Now we have too many beavers. My balancing. Great. But the contaminated beaver... the contaminated beaver problem has solved itself. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come in here and we are going to put sluices in. So I can delete these paths. I should be able to delete these paths. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put 2 sluices here and 2 sluices here. And we will come in and put the other ones in the back. So this is going to close below. My mind does mental gymnastics when I have to read this. Close above contamination. No, you're closing below contamination of 1%. So when the water's clean, these boys will close, and this one will remain open, and then the inverse will be true of the. So that should work. I'm also just going to delete this for making it look good. And I would like you to build these, please. We have a drought approaching, which is disappointing. It's not what I wanted, but it is acceptable. And it will allow us to hopefully build the rest of this. Because the rest of this ostensibly just needs the logs. And hopefully maybe they'll start to put some of this power in as well, actually. Because once all of that's in, I'm generally not going that way again, am I? So yeah, so then we can connect that up. Okay, maybe we will get some of this built this episode. Wow, that was quick. So, sluice. And also be careful not to block your beavers in when you're doing this, because they will get stuck. They've already started to come over here and put these ones in. Okay, that they can do that, but I want this dam done, so because I still want to demonstrate to you like poor bad tide management. So that can go in like that. Actually, this is the next job. This is the next big job. Get that done. Don't worry about this over here so much for now. I might decide I'm going to put a zipline station in. Yeah, we might delete that, move that over there. Oh. Well, well, well. I didn't realise that was like that. I mean, I should have done. This presents an interesting conundrum, because the bad water is just going to... I guess for now... If I put a sluice in here... So you'll notice that the good water now isn't flowing out the back. However, I can't cap this. So what I'm going to hope is, I'm going to hope that several levees across the top will be enough to stop the water. The bad water might still flow over the top. I hold no candle to this hope that it will actually work. I didn't realise that. That's really... I've been caught unawares. Love it. Build all this. And maybe build me a zipline station. I feel like it's going to have to be quite high up, because we're going to flood this soon. I will let them finish building that. Can that reach there? Too far. Maybe I just make them take ages to get over there. What do we think? I think it's a bit shorter than the other one, so I'm not too concerned about spending ages. Excuse me, sorry for that. I couldn't hit the mic mute button very quickly. I'm not too concerned about them taking ages to run over there. So fingers crossed, this should work. When we get dirt, we will cap this off. But we don't have dirt at the moment, so that's fine, I guess. And they are building this. Lovely. So, I said that was high priority. This is now the priority for the drought, because I would like to see a bit of power, bit of our power being used. So, how long's this drought? 7 days. Nothing we haven't survived so far. How's our food? Fine. Water's fine. Bad water, don't really care. So yeah. So, hopefully they're going to start. I can unpause loads of these jobs now because we just have loads of beavers. We just don't have any power. So, in the vein of that, it is time for... Actually, I think I'm just going to up the amount of howlers we have on the go. That can't hurt, can it? Or should... No, let's decrease them. And then we will build another builder's hut. Just because. Oh, they can't even build that because I haven't prioritised the stairs. That's quite funny. So hopefully they will come in and build this first. Yeah, okay. We'll let them build first, then we'll put those stairs as high priority. But this is coming along just fine. If actually anything, I can get rid of this bit now. Get rid of that. And maybe we'll high prioritize that as well. Are you coming in and slamming this builder setting for me? Yes, you are. Come on, who's coming to finish it? Who's coming to finish it? Good, good, good. High prioritize those stairs as well. We have the resource, don't pretend we don't. And look at this, more oaks. So this has now become more efficient because they are just oaks. Well, predominantly just oaks. They're not completely just oaks at the moment. And they're not screwing around, are they? I love it when they just get on with it. Now look at that, that is efficiency. Too far from a district centre. That should make all of this accessible. And nobody should be able to get stuck unless they really, really mess up. I shouldn't be blaming the beavers for messing up. It's my fault if they get stuck, but I'm going to blame the beavers preeminently. So, lovely. Lovely. I would like to get into the next district next episode. Depending on where we are with all of this mess. Yes, depending where we are with this ooh, yes. With what this looks like. I'm not sure whether we will be able to maybe get into the next district. But it's something I'd like to achieve. I would also like to get treated planks on the go as well, which means I have to sort out some sort of power. I was really hoping they'd have ripped a lot more of this out so I could put the wood workshops down here, but alas no. Maybe because we got power up here now I could stick some up here. It might not be the worst idea I've ever had. So now, because they have no reason to go over there, this power shaft can go in. Where's power? Lovely. Oh no, so that one hasn't been built yet. Let's pause that. So what are you waiting for? You're not. You're just waiting for people to come in and finish you. Hammer away, little beaver. Come on, it's your job, your day's job. So now we should be able to just unpause this. Lovely. I'm loving that. So we are connected to the grid, are we not? Why aren't you? Oh. This has very selective inputs. So you can only go in from a certain point on the side. So what we need to do is we need to come in with our dynamite and pop one in there, and we'll get that. Also get that high prioritized. We'll also get that high prioritized, and then hopefully we'll be able to knock that in and put a power shaft in, and then that'll be the job done. We should also be able to change these two. Close above downstream depth of 0.85 and close above downstream depth of 0.85 because we have dams now, so these should just overtop. These should just overtop, so I can delete this, put these in, and then fingers crossed they should just overtop. Detonate that. This is my silly fault because you can see where the power can be accepted into the centrifuge, so I forgot that. At least this isn't like water beavers where like each building has a certain accessible power point and that's it. Build that, and we will have power. Lovely. So we actually have power during the drought now. We don't have stored power. These are liable to turn off whenever they fancy, and trust me, they will turn off whenever they fancy it. Are we short on paper? Yeah, the paper's holding us back. That's fine though. Not the end of the world. So, in aid of getting stuff done, we may even start to think about doing this next, which I didn't think we'd be doing today. And we'll get that built as well. So, oh no, pause. I've let power get away from us. So this stuff is going to die. Not power, water. That's me not paying attention again. We need to, next episode we need to sort out our water pumping situation as well. Because I want to move water pumping. Now we built this, I want to move water pumping up here with large water pumps. You'll be pleased to hear, Jason. Go. Go water. Flow back in. Stop my crops from dying. I'm glad we're not growing wheat yet, because wheat is very pernickety. And if we were having wheat, it wouldn't be good. So there we go. So, but we are powering all of our industry, which through the drought is very good. There we go. We're building all of this. And what are you doing? Are you coming in over here? So we have access for this zip line here, so this shouldn't take too long to build, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's get this sped up a little bit. I want to see this reservoir full up. I also want to see them kind of do some of this. Yeah, they are doing that. Okay. Let me just let them get on with that. So maybe we put wood workshops. I do really want to redo all this, and we will at some point. But I'm not letting the perfection be the enemy of good. So we'll get the wood workshop. And we probably are going to need 2, so I'll put 2 in. And they will just sit there like that, and we'll put a storage down here for the treated planks, and then we will be able to start to build stuff that requires treated planks, so like the water, what word am I using? The deep water pumps and the mine. So that will be good. This is all built. Excellent. I love our reservoir. And you will close. Oh yeah, close. You will remain closed. So when we have a temperate cycle, you'll see all the water will start to flow in, and it should overtop. Fingers crossed. I also want to get this seep down here into play that I didn't even realise was on the map. I don't know what I'm going to use that for yet, but we were going to use that for something interesting. I might use it for like an underground water course, to sort of like come under here and maybe irrigate a lot of this. I don't know. It's interesting. That wasn't on the map when I did the first fly through. What priority level does this stuff have? Oh, okay, so it's actually high priority, which is why none of this is getting built. Well, slowly getting built. I guess if I do high prioritize all of this. Just so we can get up here. Now I'm sure somebody will be screaming, why didn't you put the bad water rig up there, Scott, and then you will never have to use it? Well, I want to put the bad water rig on this one. But I don't know what that looks like. Yeah, that works. So we will have the bad water rig here. Mainly because I see the potential power opportunities from this channel. Plus I would like to do like... This isn't a mega engineering build playthrough, and I generally don't do mega engineering projects, but I think this is just crying out for an aqueduct to go off across that way, isn't it? Bad water aqueduct. I've been watching JC's Ember Pelts, and I really like the bad water aqueduct he's got going that way. I was a bit sad when he capped it off over the top. I would have liked to have seen it just seen the water flowing out, maybe just increase the levees on the side, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So this should not have any flow. You should not have... Oh, okay, so it's going to fill up to 0.85. Isn't it? Yes. So then you're going to stop. and then you're going to fill up. I'm going to set that to 0.8 rather than 0.85, just to allow for a little less tolerance. So because I've set that to 0.80, and this is set to 0.9, any excess water will top over, but when it's lower down here, it will. So when this is probably at 0.85 now, something like that, or 0.9. So this will not let water through, so this will increase the build-up of fluid behind here. So this is good. This is a large reservoir, so this might take a little bit of time to fill up. So we have the immediacy of we can have water come through here. I also need to change these to sluices realistically. So I might do that. So we might put that there, and I'm gonna dynamite all of this out, I think. So that's just so I've got a clean edge for the sluices. I really don't like this jaggedy. I mean, it looks good, it looks natural, but I really don't. Yeah, no. So we'll pop them there. And that will also allow for better sluice synchronization. So we're going to have a completely. So in the last drought, you saw the water relied on me to manually let it through. Once we've got this automated, this will act as like it's just its own mechanism for automation, and the water should not flow through this dam unless we are having a complete overtoppage here, like we will soon. Oh, look at this. This is lovely. All of these trees are going to die, sadly. But we are making progress here. And we're on 46 minutes. I may just do a couple days longer. I'm enjoying this. I guess what we can do is... all of this is in now, isn't it? Maybe I'd like them to build these power bits, just so that I can. Well, actually, shall we plan out? Should we plan out the rest? Oh, lovely. And that should be a reasonable wind farm. And we are just waiting on the paper. That's fine. Oh wow, we have shot through our planks. So you know all those planks that I chucked away and I said I didn't care about. Yeah, that's an issue, isn't it? The only thing I would say is, obviously we are flooding. We're flooding what's over here. However, it doesn't appear zipline stations are affected by flooding. So he can just carry on. Okay. That's very random and very odd, but yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, so that probably means we can actually put that there, and we could put a zipline station. Building flooded. So there is a level of submersion it won't tolerate. Okay, we won't then. But that level of submersion is that. So you can see now we're overtopping here. So power is being. Let's just wait for this to even out. Let's wait for it to even out. I say as it should even out. The water is the same amount flowing through. This should not be an issue. Yeah, it just needs to acclimatise. So there you go. We have the same amount of water flow. Oh my god. It just needs to even out. I keep saying to myself. There we go. Look. We do have a little bit of extra flow, so maybe we need to have like a relief valve over here or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, look. So we have all of this water to rely on in bad tide now. Bad tide, drought. Well. Not in a bad tide if we don't sort this out. So, yes, excellent, good progress. Nice big reservoir. The only thing I would say about this reservoir is, it's wide. It's wide and it's long and it's not deep. So, it's going to have a lot of evaporation. On normal mode, this is going to be absolutely fine. On hard mode, I probably could have rather gone taller and more compact, but it's not the end of the world. But you can see how much water we have stored. So we have the water, the liquid water future storage of the colony is safe. We are safe. We are definitely safe. I kind of maybe wish I had actually swapped one of them out for a levy. So maybe if we get another drought, we may do that. I really want a bad tide, just for demonstrative purposes. And I want to finish this wind array actually. I also need to give them path to come over here and build this in the ugliest manner possible. Lovely. And they're getting up here. They are getting up here. It's not taking us too long. I think I've achieved more than I thought we were going to today. I thought I was just going to be talking to you while they built a dam, which has not been the case, which pleases me greatly. Look at all that water flowing through there. We're quite blessed on this map because the water sources are very good, the strength of them. Some maps, like if you've seen my Leafcoats Hollow playthrough, like the water sources, there's just I hit an equilibrium on that map where there was just I'd hit so many beavers that I couldn't really sustain anymore with how the Leafcoats played, of having to have like quite a lot of mangroves and stuff. But yeah, I really feel like I'm waffling now, so I think we're going to call it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please leave them below. You've been great so far. I've loved to read them. I've loved to interact with you guys. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, why not? You obviously enjoy watching this, so you've made it to the end of the video. So please help me out and hit that button. And I will see you next time where... What are we going to do next time? This wheat district, and we will go over district mechanics. And the correct way to build a district... in the early game, not in the early game, we're in the mid game, aren't we? The correct way to build a district and then transfer it over. So we will go into that in depth next time, and I will see you then.